Hey run junkies, I'm tired, like crazy tired, but it's been an amazing week and I want to share some of that with you. I'm so tired that like my hair was fighting with me and I just was not going to fight back. This was not a hill I wanted to die on, was just deal with this, sorry. So I'm just gonna dive right into the training update today. So I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but if you have a Garmin or other tracking device, you may have noticed that sometimes it'll give you inconsistent data. Well, on Monday that was happening. My Garmin started giving me just really weird data. So just to give you a little background, this is what a normal 5-mile run looks like in terms of the data. It's a lot of peaks and valleys and it just, you know, is not consistent. It doesn't stay at one number. And that's just, you know, your physiology and your effort and whether or not you're going uphill or downhill. So then I look at this Monday's run and it's just a steady slope up and then it levels off. And I thought, okay, that's really weird. But as I was running and I looked at the quick glance information that the watch gave me right after, and the recovery advisor said 4 days, and I thought, well, that can't be right. I wasn't working that hard. But it was warmer that day, and we had 76% humidity. Now, I know some of you living in humid climates are like, wow, that's like a great day. So what are you complaining about? Well, here in Denver, we just don't have humidity. You know how when you live or if you visit a humid climate, your glasses collect condensation. When there's ice in the glass, there's condensation on the outside of the glass. That never happens here, like never. This week, we've had glasses that are wet on the outside. We just don't know what to do with that. But anyway, going back to the data. Wow, I'm so tired. I thought the humidity and the heat was the major culprit for the data on that run, but it turns out that the Garmin was just tired and it just didn't care anymore. Really, all I just needed to do was plug it in. Otherwise, the rest of my runs were pretty easy, but I do want to talk about my Wednesday run. Well, this week was a 1-mile warm-up, 2 miles at a 9:15 pace, and 1 mile cool down. To give you some background on that, I have never really been that fast. In fact, I can count on one hand the number of times I have done a 9:15 mile, and they're spread out through my 10-year running history. And I've never done 2 miles back to back at that pace. So this week, I'm amazingly proud of myself that I did 2 back-to-back miles, no resting, no stopping in between. 2 solid miles at a 9:14 pace. I didn't think it was possible, and it set a personal training record for me. Now, it did hurt. It was hard. And I was a bit sore the next day too, so I played it safe and I took the day off instead of doing some cross training. But this is the kind of training that's going to get me up that stupid hill in July. So we have a few reasons to celebrate this week. Wedding planning is under control, and in my excitement to get wedding invitations out, and I had a lot of great victories this week that I wanted to share with you, I realized that once I sent the invitations out, I may have done it wrong. Well, maybe not wrong, but they certainly weren't as good as they probably could have been. So if you've ever planned a wedding, you know that there's an outer envelope, an inner envelope, and an RSVP envelope. When I spread out the whole assembly line of creating and building these invitations, my son looked at them and said, "Why are there so many envelopes?" And I looked at him and I said, I really don't know. Another celebration this week, Dave, my fiance, had his birthday this week, and we went to see Cirque du Soleil Lucia, or Lucia? Maybe I'm saying it wrong. We did have an awesome time, but it was a late night. I've been to La Nuba in Orlando, I've seen Mystère in Vegas, and I've been to the Grand Chapiteau several times. So I highly recommend this show. It is probably, if it's not my top favorite Cirque du Soleil show, it is up there, at least in the top 3. The tagline for Lucia is "The Waking Dream of Mexico." The athletics are over the top incredible. The stage gets better every time. The set design was simple and yet beautiful. The music was stunning. So if you have a chance to see this show when it comes to your town, I highly, highly recommend it. We had a wonderful time. It was a great family date night. I have to put my coffee down for this because I'm gonna get really excited about this. Then there's you guys. Oh my goodness, I can't even tell you. I am so grateful for all of you who watch regularly, who have watched me from the beginning, who've just been trickling in. The last 2 weeks You guys, my subscribers, you're almost 500 strong. That is double where we were 2 weeks ago. I want to give one extra shout out to Jen over at Pretty Neat Living for mentioning me in her channel, because I know a lot of you came over to watch me from her recommendation, and I can't thank you enough. So I want to not only reciprocate and say thank you, Jen, and if you haven't checked out Jen's channel, I'm leaving a link in the description below, but I also want to pay it forward. This is the great thing about the community of YouTube, and I want to encourage you to head over to Joyful Miles. Laura, Rob, Megan, and Jackie post a lot of running related videos, mostly about Run Disney and traveling and racecations. They do some gear reviews, and they do a lot of fun videos where they're just chatting and talking about different races. But most recently, Laura posted a heartfelt, emotional video about how she's been cleared to run again, and I'm leaving that right here. So I'm leaving a link to their channel in the description, but this card right here will get you to Laura's most recent video, and I highly encourage you guys to head over there, watch, like, subscribe, all of those things. Laura and I have had a lot of fun conversations lately. We've got a few things that we're cooking up for you guys, but that's all I'm going to say about that right now. But that's it for this week's training update. Okay, I need my coffee again. But what about you? Have you been dealing with the heat, the humidity? Are you getting your runs in spite of it? Or do you have other ways to cope with running in the summertime? Please leave your thoughts and comments in the box below. And please subscribe, because on Tuesday I'm going to share with you some of my summer running essentials. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. Go find your awesome. Until next time, happy running.